Hey guys, my life, how you guys doing? I just wanted to do some road rant, and I kind of feel like doing a music lesson in this road rant, even though I don't have a guitar in my hand or even paper with a music staff paper or pen. But let's just try. So I have kind of a unique new approach to my soloing when I'm jamming in my shred videos. I'm always learning, but I made a leap, and I want to talk about that leap and how to analyze what comes from it. So, first of all, I realized that you should play more than just one arpeggio whenever you're playing an arpeggio. It's sweeping style, let's say. You should define a whole key with sweep, and that's not as easy said. That's easier said than done, because if you sweep in position, let's say you sweep in the fifth position and you're sweeping an A major triad. The beginner's move is to jump to the 10th fret to play the D, and then the 12th fret to play the E, and then back to the 5th fret to play the A. There's nothing wrong with that. That's still playing 1, 4, and 5 major in the key of A major. But it sounds disjunct. It sounds like you are changing keys when you really aren't. Because when you go to the D and the E, you almost sound like you're trying to be in that key, and you're really not. So it's a deceptive type of feeling, and it's just it doesn't work as well for me. So what I've started doing, I've only done this on one jam, I believe. Yeah, just one jam, the latest one. Is I stay in the 5th position and play the D major and the E major based on the 5th string root. That way I don't have to jump to another position. And that way the arpeggios feel subordinate to the A somehow, which makes you feel like you're playing 1, 4, 5 in A, rather than going to the key of D and the key of E, as you feel like, as it sometimes sounds if you move all the way to the 10th or the 12th position. So that was progress for me. And you can do it in minor keys too. A minor, A major, any of the keys. Just know the arpeggios you want in the key you're in, and know how to finger them and know how to play them, and play them well, and go from one to the other in a pleasing way, you know? That's a whole weight off my chest, because I wondered, how do I sound like I'm progressing when every time I sound like I'm going to another chord, I sound like I'm changing keys? That's the answer. Stay in position. Stay in the same position you started. Just play on the 5th string root rather than the 6th string root. You can even do the 4th string root and play from the 5th string, and not even have the 6th string. It could be a 6th string root, but you're leaving off the 6th string, so it becomes a 4th string root. Yet you're playing a 5-string arpeggio. So if you play, that would be if you're playing a first inversion major triad, sweeping style, with the 3rd on the 5th string, and the root on the 4th string, and the root on the 6th string, but not played. Therefore, it's a 4th string root, 5-string arpeggio. So that's a cool thing. And now that I've mentioned this, I want to go off left field a little bit with it. That's just kind of what I like to do. So how do you know what arpeggio to play and what one sounds good and this and that? Well, it goes back to classical music theory. It goes back to the main diatonic scales, and let me show them in a slightly different way than I have before, and then just end the video like that. How about that, guys? All right, you have 3 choices in a major in a 7-note scale that you have in making a scale. So you have first of all, the root, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 5th are all fixed in all 4 scales. The root is the same; it's just a root. The 2nd is a major 2nd. The 4th is a perfect 4th, and the 5th is a perfect 5th. The only variable degrees in the scale are the 3rd, 6th, and 7th. The 1, the 2, the 4, and the 5. The 6th, the 3rd, and the 7th make 7 notes, and that's all the notes you have in a diatonic scale. So we're playing with the third, the sixth, and the seventh. So here's how I deal with it. First of all, the seventh is constant. The seventh is always major because you always have a major dominant chord, or you have a dominant seventh dominant chord. That's where the word dominant for the seventh chord came from. In fact, the dominant degree in classical music had a dominant seventh on it. They tried to do that with the minor and the major, but there were too many possibilities. I mean, they tried to do that with tonic and subdominant, but there were other possibilities, so they just called it major and minor. But with the dominant, they called it dominant seventh. They can't call it subdominant seventh because it's also tonic seventh for the major seventh. And they can't call it submediate seventh because the minor seventh is also the supertonic and the mediate seventh, as well as the submediate seventh. So there's that. And I got this ambulance. I'm going to close my ears. Sorry about this, guys. It is what it is. Anyway. Wait, can you say sirens are EMK Ultra, sirens are evil? Can you say that? If they're not MK Ultra, they sure should be, because the government's wasting an opportunity if they don't have mind control behind those sirens. I would expect nothing less of them. Anyway, back to the stuff of the topic. Yeah, the seventh is always a major. So you always have a. Here comes another one. I think you always have a major dominant chord. That means you have a major seventh in the scale because the third of the dominant chord determines if it's major or minor, and that's the seventh of the scale. So now you have the other two, the third and the sixth. The third determines if it's major or minor in category. So that's simple. If there's a major seventh and a minor third, it's a minor scale or minor key if it's representing. If it's a major seventh and a major third, it's a major scale or a major key it's representing. Now the last color is for each major and minor, you each have two forms depending on if you have a major sixth or a minor sixth. This gives you all four possibilities. So with the major scale, you have a minor sixth and a major sixth possibility. Major sixth possibility with major scale, that is to say major seventh, minor seventh, major seventh, major third, and major sixth makes a major scale. If you have a minor sixth with your major scale, then you have what's called a harmonic major scale. You have a major seventh, a major third, and a minor sixth. Note that the sixth and the third are different qualities, and that tends to make things sound bad because nature clashes with itself. But whatever, it's still a possibility. Then with the minor scale, you have a major seventh, a minor third, and you can have a minor sixth. That makes it a harmonic minor scale or key, and that sounds good. Note that, and then you have a major sixth possibility, and that makes a melodic minor scale, and that's a possible scale if you're in a minor key. So, and again, the melodic minor is the least pleasant sounding of the two minor scales, or even the natural minor scale for that matter, but between the two, harmonic minor and melodic minor sounds better. And note that both the third and the sixth are the same quality minor, not opposite. Hence, sounds better. So that's all. Play with the scales. Know that no matter what, you have a major seventh. You have a major third or a minor third, depending if you're major or minor. If you're major, you have a natural major. If it's got a major six, you got a harmonic major. If it's got a minor six. If you got a minor scale, which means you have a major seventh and a minor third, then you have a melodic minor scale if you have a major six, and you have a harmonic minor scale if you have a minor six. So that's the gist of my analysis as far as scales and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love you, peace, love, and rock and roll.